My name is Esther Robb and I'm Marketing Manager here at TCON. I'm very happy to have Alfred Becker from SAP here with me today. Hi, Alfred.
Hello, Esther. Thanks for inviting me.
Well, thanks for being here. We really appreciate it. You just mentioned, there's so many things that you've learned with your experience and your time with SAP and in the mill industry. What do you say? What have the biggest learnings been?
Well, something that really struck me was the fact that companies that we grouped together in mill products, may be a metals company or a paper manufacturer or a plastic foil producer, their requirements towards an enterprise level ERP system, they are so similar. That is really surprising on one hand. But on the other hand, I remember we had this workshop where we talked to maybe 10 or 12 paper manufacturers it was a 2 days workshop, and we wanted to clarify, hey, what's an MES for you, and how would it integrate to SAP in an ideal world, and where do you draw the line between SAP ERP and your MES? And I can tell you, if that were 12 companies, I received a dozen different answers. So that was really, it can be so similar and so particular, the requirements on the other hand, that really struck me. And so that was something where I go like, oh, I didn't expect that at all.
So no production is the same, I guess, right? Even though the processes are apparently similar.
It's about expectations from how a company runs, I guess. I mean, no one has reinvented paper making, for example, in the last 10 years, but maybe they have reinvented how they manage their processes, level of automation, or simply the operational technology they start with. So you have different systems in place. Some of them you want to touch, some of them you won't. And all of that defines kind of what you require now on top or integrated to it and so on. And that's how I see the world. So if everyone would start on a green field, probably we would find more common perspectives, if you will. But given where we are today, everyone is in a different boat.
I really like to see the actual use cases. I think it helps a lot of your customers also to imagine what is out there. Okay, so you talked a little bit about production and also some mill industry specific scenarios.
And it's totally understood that not every company can go this way, because I said already, this would be a strategic upfront investment. And it really depends on the company culture. And we all know that very often you're forced to run projects. So the management wants to, they want to see a defined project, they want to see an outcome, they want to see that it works. And if that works well, you're allowed to do the next project. Yeah? And of course, that means that you don't have that strategic basis for all of it, but still, I mean, if you start with that and you solve a few problems successfully, then maybe you would also be able to switch the way you address that and do it in a more strategic manner. But that's all, it's an individual path that every company has to define. So what I'm saying is, first, there are different paths available. Secondly, there is no black and white. You can start somewhere, start small. And I think also SAP and our partners, we help customers find their way. Just try and play with the technology, So you start somewhere and get experience, and then, as you say, appetite comes with eating. Yeah.
That's true. It's not a huge step to become an intelligent enterprise, but that you kind of work slowly towards it, and that SAP is there to kind of guide them along the way. So.
Yes, sure. Oh, and hey, we are well aware of this possibly being a difficult path. One of the reasons why there are programs in place like the aforementioned RISE to help customers find a way, really help them finding out what would make sense, help them analyze where they have the biggest pain, where the biggest wins are possible, provide them with resources, with a platform, point them to partners. When there are so many things that we can do to make it easier. And I think all of us are working on this, and it's well understood that this can be a difficult one, but yeah, I think you're not alone with this. That's what is surely true.
That's nice to know. When do you think would be the right time to start growing into an intelligent enterprise and set up the foundation for it?
Yeah. As I said, if you really want to do a strategic step and come up with that foundation, that would mean that this also suits the usual procedures of your company. But I would say starting your digital transformation, that is today. That has been yesterday, honestly. But it's due already. I strongly believe that most companies are already thinking of it, looking into it. Many have already completed projects, and I think this is already underway. And I don't think that there should be a real stumbling point to kickstart activities in these areas. So it's getting cheaper and cheaper. The use cases are there. You can even, if you find an interesting use case from someone else, then that's why we all publish industry specific use cases. So you may be able to match one of them to your own business and simply find out, can we benefit from that and start it? Yeah, so I don't think that there are huge hurdles to do it. And so if you ask me, then it's today.
Okay. So what would you say? What should the focus areas be that manufacturers really guide their attention to right now? Yeah, that's true. Our trim optimization tool, the Trim Suite, also goes hand in hand with the planning, and also we have a manufacturing execution system in place that we call MAS Cut. So these solutions are really custom tailored to the mill industry, and they're fully integrated into SAP